Summer of 2021, 1 year after the pandemic, 1 year of being stocked up at home, and people are already bored, including us. So, together with my children, we decided to join a group of hikers that will explore the wilderness of Cebu. We were informed ahead of time what essentials to bring and that we would follow all the necessary health protocols. The group converged at 7-Eleven Quiot, Pardo early in the morning, and one by one, we rode a habal-habal to our jump-off point at San Carlos Heights, where we started our day with a short lecture and exercise headed by one of the event organizers. After the short exercise, we were divided into two groups to follow the health mandate of the government on social distancing for group activities. So, we started our uphill climb with the sun rising at our back. The temperature started to rise as our elevation goes up. We were already gasping for air just moments after starting due to the abrupt, steep climb uphill. It is already past 8 in the morning and you can already feel the scorching heat of the summer sun. We reached a plateau and was greeted by a breathtaking view of the mountains of Pardo. There are communities living along the trail leading here. These people must be very lucky with these beautiful sceneries all around them. East side showed the booming city of Cebu in haze, and on the west side is the mountain ranges in emerald greens. Since this activity is hike and learn program, we were guided and taught about the native plants that are naturally thriving in the area. We picked berries that are edible and was even told to taste it. Learning the edible wild fruits is necessary when you really are fond of exploring the wild in order for you to survive in the wilderness in case of emergency. So, itong tilawan ba? Oh my God, nakamask pag-ig ko. Yeah, it's really sweet. Sama for our group. Mura siya kung ano lumboy nga hilaw. Upload gamay. Yeah. Daghan bunga. Mabuhay ni ang lisoy tanom, no? Sige, tanong tani. These are Philippine shrub gani din mo kahoy.
Hindi ko sila ito makahoy, mga small tree lang ka. Pinyo as tall as 20 feet.
Ano ba? Alam, unsa ni? Awa. Amo ni si Bukaw, so hinog na ni. Hinog na ni. So, let's going to harvest. Ano ba? Ano pa dagan dito? Oh, gusto ka? Ano ra ay? Ano nga nakaganina? So, let's get some. Okay, this side is already dry and viable for planting. Oh, daghan kay sa bukaw here. That's ay, grabe. Okay, here. Oh my God, oh, daghan oh. Daghan kay siya bunga here. Okay, so this is the seed. Look. Here. Okay. After an hour of rigid climb uphill, picking wild berries in between, we finally reached our base camp and was greeted by a thin white smoke that created a haze in the surrounding area. Soft white smoke crept from underground and we smell a fragrance of wood smoke. This sight saddened me. This only means one thing: charcoal. I'm quite sure this must be done by the locals residing in this area. What is more daunting is imagining how and where did they source the old trees for charcoal burning. Charcoal requires hardwoods to sustain the intense heat during the burning process. I'm sure it must be from the woodlands anywhere near here. But the place is already barren with few trees dotted the landscape. It is very upsetting to imagine the mighty trees that once stood up here. So sad if they are sourcing it at the adjacent mountains, which are considered a watershed. I asked the old woman how long does it take to make a charcoal. She replied hesitantly, 4 to 10 days. She left warily, not wanting to talk to me. I presume she's aware that what she's doing is illegal. The mountaintops of Pardo used to be a timberland decades ago. That's where the name of the place comes from. But because of human encroachment to these mountains here, people selfishly harvested what belongs to the wild out of economic desperation. What is more depressing is they don't replant anything. They just kept on harvesting and cutting trees for firewood and charcoal for consumption and to sustain their living. Hardwood trees, decades to wait to reach its maximum maturity, just days to burn and turn into charcoal and ashes for just a mere 300 pesos per sack or $6, sometimes even lesser than that. But these activities of cutting trees illegally are done not without consequences. What was once a lush forest of native trees now becomes an endless fields of grasslands, void of majestic trees, empty, wasted. It's very upsetting to imagine the mighty trees that once stood up here now gone, and what remains is this idle land and the cries of the wild birds. If only these locals here would realize how detrimental are they to nature. They are the one of the biggest contributing factor of the constant flood in the low-lying areas of the city. Harvesting trees for their survival. What a very selfish and greedy act. With no trees up here to seep the excess rainfall, it will surely flow directly down the densely populated areas at the foot of the mountains where the city of Talisay and Cebu merge, causing a trail of devastation every rainy season. I hope these people here will realize that we exist because of nature, and nature will thrive with our help. So let's protect and nurture our natural world, which is home to many different species of plants and animals, and after all, our home too.